Good morning, Priscilla and everybody watching our journey on YouTube. So today's Thursday. It is July 20th? Oh, why don't I ever know the date? I don't know. And I had an epiphany today because I'm not seeing the weight loss this week. Again, my period was on and I think my hormones are up. But I also recalled that in a previous video I mentioned that I have lupus and I've had it since I was 14. And it is discoid lupus, so it's not systemic. However, it doesn't mean that it doesn't affect my body in crazy ways. I do have ridiculous arthritis that's over the top, and my knees play a part in that as well. But I noticed that I haven't had flare-ups in a very long time, but that recently I did have a flare-up and I felt like my immune system was completely wacky. For the most part, lupus basically is an autoimmune disease where your body kind of either attacks your skin or attacks your organs. It's confused, basically. And for me, it has, and for most people, it darkens your skin. And for Caucasians, it comes out more red pigmented. I noticed that on the darker skin, it just makes you darker, which is why I have the scar here. For some reason, in the last couple of years, I've all of a sudden developed vitiligo. So it's decided to go the other way. Go figure. And it just popped up in weird places. Now, first the doctor said it wasn't vitiligo because it wasn't big and patchy. Then they said it was vitiligo. Anyway. But I noticed that my lips, and I've mentioned that in the video before, I didn't explain what was going on with my lips. I just said that it looks like it was dark. And on my lips, I have a patch in the middle and a patch on the bottom where it just darkened, like bam. Like one day was fine and normal, and then all of a sudden there was something on my lip. And at first I thought it was a fever blister, but I don't get fever blisters that are dark, so I was confused and I was like trying to scratch it off. And then I went, oh my god, I've had a lupus flare up. What a stupid place for it to show up on my freaking mouth to make it look crazy. And the fact of the matter is, there's no explaining any kind of anything on your mouth. Anytime your mouth is weird, people assume some kind of freaky sexual crap. And that's just it. It doesn't matter really what you say. That's just what they believe. And I've said that whole spiel to say that I've noticed it's getting better. So where it initially was really heavy, dark, just flaky, I could feel it. It was just ridiculous. And I have a big patch of it on my stomach, but again, it doesn't normally bother me. Sometimes when it gets hot, it may get a little bit itchy, but for the most part, it just doesn't bother me. It's been there since, I don't know, I was 15 or 16. It spread a little bit over the years, but minor. But again, it's not been anywhere else. So on my lip was just a surprise because it was like, oh my god, my lupus is flaring up all of a sudden. Like, what's going on? So, long story, right? So, anyway, the reason I was saying that was to say that sometimes your progress, again, is not on the scale. Sometimes your progress can be internal. Sometimes your progress can be things your body needs to heal. And so you really need to pay attention to everything that's going on in your body. If you have high blood pressure, if you do have diabetes, if you have high cholesterol, if you have the acid reflux, if you have the heartburn, if you get bloated easily, all of those kind of symptoms says your body is not working properly. And those are the bigger rewards when those things lower and then go away completely. And when you have other victories as well. So it's why this is really a journey. It's a transition. It's about learning your body. And just remember, because every day I seem to get a little epiphany when I start thinking, oh, I don't look all that skinny, or like I'm losing any more weight, or people are not noticing. And then there are things that I notice. And ultimately, that's really what it's about. It's about you being healthy, regardless of what people see externally. But, we're women, and that's what we want. We want people to notice that we've lost weight. We want people to notice that we look different or that we're making a change. But again, you cannot count on that to keep as your motivation or to keep you going forward. You have to find internal ways to count and be grateful for the small changes that are happening, which will cause larger changes in the long run. However many years you've been heavy, that's how many years it really should take to get it off. And we want it to come off in months. So, it is what it is. We all have the same thoughts. I'm just putting out there to say, if you're at this point in your journey, if this is how you're feeling, you're not alone. However, don't let it hinder you. Don't let it make you stop or change your mind or go in a different direction. Realize that those are changes, and those changes are awesome. As always, let me head to work, and you guys always enjoy your journey.